Good morning to you. The
Good
birds are chirping. Ooh, 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 ooh. My God. So do I gotta come closer to you, or should you be coming closer to me?
Is it
Okay, let me know you. You come over just an inch.
Is it tilted that way?
Yeah, I was trying to keep the computer straight because once I do that, the computer goes off straight. So I try to straighten the computer and then put us in the middle. So that, yeah. But yes. But when we want to go around the world, we can go around the world, child.
That boy.
Because Kia got this special table right here. that this table was made for serving. That's just what they'll do.
You want to pass?
So if you want them vegetables, I will turn right over to you.
That part.
See, so she ready. She in the building. He's in the building, Lady Susan.
So
let me tell you something. First of all, I have not cheated on you. I have not had one cup of coffee since I was born.
You did? Okay.
You was cheating on me, I know, but you have more of addiction than me.
Good.
My coffee and conversations was born here.
I got to have that
with
coffee
you
in the morning, honey.
And I was about to go get me a hot chocolate, but I was like, I ended up not getting my hot chocolate.
Right? Did you even have time in the morning to even?
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, or even at nighttime, right? Because sometimes I can. But hello to you, whoever you are. Let me tell you something.
Hello.
I am on cloud 9. I just came back from Woman Evolve 23. Honey, I wasn't supposed to be there, but God said I was, and He worked it out every single possible way for me to be in the building. And when I tell you, my cup runneth over, right? And I knew when I was leaving, remember I kept on saying, oh my God, it's gonna be a great refill. It's gonna be a perfect way to end out the third quarter in order to have the energy, the mindset, the right F for this last quarter of the year. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It was an amazing, to say the least. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, women involved, it's all about the we. And while it was a powerful moment for Queen Sarah Jakes Robert, Pastor, Queen, all of the titles, mom, daughter, all of the things that she was called to be in her roles and titles. But in that moment, she was on assignment. In that moment where you go from 4,000 in your fourth year to 40,000 in your fifth year, and that's a year of God's grace. To see Him 10x it, that's assignment, right? That is bigger than you, it's bigger than me. It is about you actually getting to see what God thought of you. And so it embodied that. And she knows how to share a moment so graciously to make sure that even in the midst of God blowing her mind, that you would not be removed from Him blowing your mind, for her letting you know that it is available, it is possible, that you too have a responsibility, right? The ability of measurement in which you can respond at whatever level. So she's expecting conferences, and she's expecting you to be in political realm. She's expecting you to be in your entrepreneurship. She's expecting you to be that in your wife or in your girlfriend and your whatever that looks like. That you are bringing your best to it because you are intentional and
you're on assignment.
You're on assignment, and it's bringing on home. What's the theme? Her husband, Torrey Roberts, her king. Did an amazing job at bringing it home as well as the closing message for the whole conference. And
he brought
it home, and he named it "Bring It Home." And he broke down. Oh my God! And I'm sure that sermon is going to become available to everybody. I'm glad I recorded for myself to replay. I knew when he stepped out that it was going to be a word. And when I say it was a word, I got my Holy Ghost for the second time ever in my whole 43 years. So it found me there again. When I say powerful. I got to spend that time with my big sis. Shout out to Saquon.
Girl.
If you catch this replay at any time, but it was just so cathartic. We healed together. We laughed. We laughed. Where there is us, there will be laughter. So we laughed and we cried. And on a few occasions, we thought, "Ooh, if Kia was here." So next year we all did. Saquon already bought her ticket. She was not playing when it went on sale. She reserved. She got her ticket. And so it's $50 off right now. I think it's womanevolve.com, but it's $50 off right now at all 3 levels. You have the friendship level, which is $199, I believe. Then it has the preferred level, which is $249, and then it has the inner circle, which is the one where you get the luncheon and you get to actually get into some lunches and get conversations about business and all kind of stuff. The inner circle, you're on the floor, so you're closer to the stage, of course, because if a stadium with 40,000 people, and each level, it was first come, first serve. So if you're in the inner circle, it's first come, first serve, but you can only go at this level. It's not assigned seat. It's a stadium, but you just know what level you can be on. And so the best seat you can get at the level that you're on. Right now until the 20th, which is Wednesday, it is $50 off so that she can get an idea if everybody's coming back and she needs to still have a big space. Or she said, I'm going back to the Potter's house, wherever it is. Because this could have been just a moment, she said,
they get back and tell everybody how they experience.
Because I'm bringing my whole group. It's going to be at least 10 of us.
See what I'm saying?
So that alone is...
One going to bring double.
Right.
If one came, that's going to be an extra 0. That's 10. 10 for everyone. So it's like, girl.
Yeah, because 40,000 becomes 80,000.
Correct.
So we might be in a football field next year.
Girl.
But that's what God can do.
Girl.
And so.
Because we all looking for a refill. We all looking for healing. Every human being has had something going on with them that they need healing from. A trauma, or refill, just life, So,
Yeah.
Woo.
And then she inspired me to be like, right, or just keep on, just go. Just do your conference. Just do the things that you want to do at wherever you are. But, honey, I'm going to tell you one thing, honey. I can imagine that could be very intimidating, the details, the structure and all that, That, and I said that's on her level of to do, right? Because God pre-qualify you before he calls you. And so even when I thought about the work that it takes to organized an event on that level, and it was precise and it was beautiful and it was still in humility and it was still anointed and you could tell she was appointed. But as I was looking at that level, it was like I would love to be the evangelist that I am and drop a poem or come through on people's stages, but I don't want that responsibility of
making it
that
happen.
many people make it,
but
and I think even the cost,
the cost,
and all of that different things for who I am. So I was like, and it let me get clarity for who I am. Not even the intimidating part, just my frugal part, just my cheap part, and I understood because, like she was saying at one point, she hoped she break even, but this thing got so big because even the cameras. And the lights was a $3 million budget. And I'm like, Lord have mercy, $3 million. What can I do with 3 months? But then I had to also put myself in understanding of where she was brought up in. So her daddy is used to movie budgets because they do movie. They done Jumping the Broom. They do movie. They do, TD Jakes. Women Are Loose. These are actually movies. These are Devon. What is his name? Devon Franklin. Met Megan Good on the set of Jumping the Broom, which he was the producer for TD Jakes' movie, Jumping the Broom. These are all the different movies. So they're businessmen. He's a businessman above him being right. Because if God makes you a steward and he puts you over that many people, you got to be about his business. So above all, he is a businessman. So for me, having my upbringing, not seeing that access of people spending understand budgets for them, it's like if I do it for the world, surely I'll invest that type of money for God, because to do a budget to put on a production. So it's like she was made for the moment, right? She was bred up in that understanding. For somebody like me, it's like, oh no, we going outside. I'm more of an apostle. Yeah. I'm going to get a tech ministry. Like even if you're making it grand, right? And just for me, it's never been my history to feel like I can even sit, because if that's that budget, God knows how much with the stadium. That's just one part. So you talking
said the cameras and the lights, girl. Okay,
that alone was $3 million by itself. You know, for the 3 days, and it was a production because it was huge. It was a lot of stuff going on, so it cost a lot, and it was like, but it was within her reason for the life she led. So God will pre-qualify you before He called you, right? And so He qualifies the qualified. All of that good stuff
to do. That's just willing.
And so it was like she was willing to take on those things, even though she said it, she was so afraid, so scared, to the point where even she had a sheet on there for anybody who wanted to attend the conference but couldn't afford the ticket, that they can, fill something out. And it was 2,000 people that filled that out. And she told her team to give every last one of those people a ticket. So if you can get here, there was room in there, because it was not about the money. And so she's still going to have something to do. So it's like, people they're selling stuff because they all got merchandise. And my girl, she got merchandise. And it's like, no, I don't need she is set up. She got I was like, oh, that's my soul sister. Like, it was nothing. I was like, yeah, that's how how we do it would just, it flowed, where it was like, you got me. It is in between. It was a vibe. And I just was like, it's beautiful. I could see every bit. It was just so, and then she had, she got friends in high places. So they got the grace to stage. We got Brene Brown in the building, and honey, she's a 6-time #1 author. I met her watching Oprah. She's been interviewed on Super Soul Sunday. She's had TED Talks that went viral. And she said her whole team, and she's a white woman, mind you. And she said her whole team, and Sarah Jake said that she wrote a letter to her to kind of get her to, to come, to be a part of this thing. And she said, and she was asking, well, what made you decide to say yes? Because she said, I was just hoping that if God did this, maybe He'd send you too. I've always looked up to you, who have been, because she taught you how to be vulnerable, right? To deal in vulnerability, so that you can make room for everything, right? And so that's her message in a nutshell, through all the years. So it was powerful, even in women. Wow. So, but she said when she reached out, so she asked her, what made you say yes? And she was like, I don't even know. My team said, well, how are you putting that on the schedule? And her son was in playoffs, so he is busy, but she says something told her that she had to be there. And that is why she's here. And she believes in what she's doing. And so when I was just sitting here thinking about earlier about like Woman Evolve, I'm like, wow, when you look at it, it means we. And she made sure that we understood it was about we and us, that God brought us in the room, that we get a chance to heal from our traumas, our insecurities, that we are not, that we made a mistake, but that we are not our mistakes, that God still loves you, that He made room for you, because she said she was a child who just felt like, that she had made too many mistakes, that she wasn't loved by, she didn't feel that she was loved, or that she was even worthy for this type of opportunity. And she said there's so many people that think, oh, my whole life I dreamed of the moment. And she said she never even thought the moment was possible. And so to now see herself through God's eyes is a evolution in itself. So, and that's my message in a nutshell, right? Because if we can see why God trusts us with these pains, then we can understand the root of our power, because you're on assignment. And it was so that you could bring somebody else in, right? So that there would be nobody lost.
If a bad or something happening, like when the good comes, what could it be? Like, if you could endure this tragic and this pain, so when it start turning and flipping, like, what could the good be? Like, how grandiose can the good be?
That part. And so I do want to say that if anybody is interested in attending and want to come with us the I Choose Me movement, please reach out to us and
Yes,
message me, and
definitely.
then
We'll
we'll
be
put you
there
in the
next year.
group. And so we can either decide if there's a group of us where we can do an Airbnb, or we can just all get rooms somewhere. But the sooner the better, so that we can set this up in real motion. And you never know, I might be sharing a poem on the stage. To God be the glory, because what he could do in 365 days is just
You
a
never
piece
know.
of the
Get
story.
a phone call.
Right. So
who knows who, right?
because I just knew that. I was like, boy, I can oh man, if I could bring a prophetic poem up on this stage, I would set this place on fire in alignment and just to complete what was already going on in the building. Like, yes, we are all a part of it. He brought us all here. So yeah, I saw the power in the room. And I know one thing's for sure and two things for certain. We going somewhere. We bringing it home. We bringing it home. So, but yeah, so I mean,
oh my God,
it's full and yet so humbling, yet so gratitude is the word I would use for being able to be a part of such an event and to be able to see the levels of it, because they taught business, they taught housing, they taught economics, so many sessions, and I was blessed. I was blessed to get there on Wednesday and go to the Bible study that TD Jakes did for everybody who came in early and get their tags. And that's how we rested so well on Thursday, because it actually didn't start till 7. And because I actually, by accident, but with no accident intended, got a day there earlier because it was cheaper to get a room a day earlier than it was to get the ticket that left on that day. So it worked out. And so I got in there on Wednesday. Shout out to Queen Natasha, honey. Oh, I love her. So she ended up being there. And so she came and picked me and Saquon up and dropped us off every single day. And on that Wednesday, I was there by myself. Won't he do it,
honey?
She's always been amazing. I've known her over 24 years so now, and always, and God just sent the perfect person to go in. Her cousin, she was with her cousin, and so we had an amazing time. It was good. We always like, we got to be in the inner circle. She's like, inner circle. Everybody's going inner circle. After you experience that, you want to be on the floor.
And
it costs way more to go to many other conferences. So $300 to be on the floor is not even a high price to pay,
especially for those many days and all of that.
Full power packed experience. So
my man, we live with you. Get on this live, honey.
We live. I'm getting a FaceTime call. We live.
That part.
And this is gonna be a quick 30 minutes, so people will catch this replay.
I was like, I wonder what they doing.
And it was going so much, I barely could. And you notice I didn't even spend. I didn't even capture a lot of the moments because I was so in the moment. Yeah. And sometimes I'll be mad, but I'm not mad because I needed the refill. So I was seeing everybody else get their posts and stuff, and every second I get it, and then it's done, and then it was like good, to try to, remember the moment, because for me, I can't forget the moment without the dates and the reminders. So even if I could get 2 or 3 in a year from now, it would take me back to the space and the place.
Reminders.
Yeah, because it keeps my memory. It's like it helps me
on this day.
Memories on this day. Because that's why God said, write the vision and make it plain, because the things that we ask for, we forget that we even ask once we get it, right? That job you study for, you beg for, you front it on your resume for, only to be a year later and like, I hate the job, because you forgot how hard you worked to get the very job that you now grew out of.
How hard you was going to get the job.
And then once you grow out of something, you lack gratitude for it, because you think it becomes beneath you instead of always sitting in the
you
grace
want something else now, and now you discarding what you got.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's okay to want something new without discarding what kept you, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you've been kept, you don't discard the keeping, you just grow in it. So it don't have to be a disdain for you to change your name. You can really just go through the process, right? And so
That's what I'm
so
saying.
often you got to go bad to go good, and you don't have to. You just got to go acceptance. This no longer serves who I'm becoming. And so now I'm going to move into another direction, and I'm grateful for it serving who I was when I needed it. And now I'm changing, yes, and I'm evolving. And because I'm evolving,
who you was 10 years ago is not the person you will be today.
yes,
Okay? Because you will evolve.
right.
You do not stay the same.
And when you start to complain about where you are because it doesn't look like where you want to go because it's further than you've ever been, and then you lost track of time and your timing and all of that other stuff, you can tend to start being ungrateful for the very moment that put you in position to dream bigger. Because I got here, it gave me the permission to dream even bigger than here. So never overlook each step that it took for you to even know that you could go higher, breathe more worthy, expect more because you see more. And so now you can believe in more because of the baby steps. And so, looking from here all the way 10 years down the line for me would have been devastating because it would have been like, ooh, the work it would take. But just appreciating every step by step allows me to look back in gratitude to be like, oh my God, how far he's brought me. Yeah.
Look where he's brought me from.
And not where you want to be.
Right. And if you don't think about it so much, but you just do and keep doing, you will look up one day and be right where you want it to be.
Where you want to be.
And you don't stress about it so much. So it's just like, keep going. Just keep doing. Don't stress yourself about where you want to be because you'll look up and be right there.
And be right there, right?
Yes.
Because I remember when I wrote the one book. Right? And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We got and then 365. So I had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books now. And I remember in 2007 when I had one book. And had I thought about way back there, I remember when I was writing these books.
Years of them?
This was in 2007, right?
This is 2007.
This was in 2007. Then 365 was in 2018. And then How Special Are You was in 2019.
A year later.
And then You Are Essential was in 2021. And then this just came out in 2023.
Look at you.
So, yeah.
Look at her.
But it's only because I'm willing to take a baby step. I'm willing to write the vision and make it plain. I'm ready to figure out how can I do it at the level I can do it at. And when I go as far as I need to go, God always meets me. Remember, I was on the shuttle bus a day early at a conference that I never even thought I would be at this year. And as I was riding on the bus at the very 10 o'clock in the morning, I look over to the right, almost at the end, and I see Tasha standing in the new city. And we live on the same block.
On the same block.
We live on the same block, literally. Same street. We got different addresses, but our street is the same. I've known her for over 24 years. Before I even had a baby, I met her. When her baby was a baby, my God baby. Now my God baby got a baby.
That part.
That's how, and I go all that way for God to have her standing there. Because I went as far as I can go, and he met me there. And because I was looking around and I had a relationship, I had a pot to borrow. Right? And so it's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. But that's what trust looks like, because when you are scared to trust the process, you miss the promises.
Good morning.
And good morning to you.
Yes, honey. Yes.
The birds are chirping. Ooh, 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 ooh. So you're definitely gonna have to get a replay of this, but I'm just saying I had the opportunity of enjoying quite the refill from Wednesday to Friday, and I'm still like, it was so good. So
still in the basket.
It was so good. It was
Yeah,
so
it
good. It was
takes
so
you-
good.
it
It was
takes
so
you,
good.
like-
It inspired me to want to do become your magic. You know, when the lights drop, I could just see my dreams before my eyes. And like I said, that's a big space. That was not beautiful. I
hear you talking.
you know, that space is overwhelming. But I will say that the message was clear and the dream was clear. And so, yes, I'm definitely going to be placing a date for the Become Your Magic conference, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to follow through with it because that is the message, right? Bring it on home. Within
And
your
you
power, within your reason,
honey,
within your assignment, bring it on home. And so I'm a part of we, and I'm taking that seed and continue to grow what's already been growing for so long. And so it was an extra boost into the right direction for sure, which is where I wanted to be. So yeah, definitely confirming, not denying.
Of a confirmation. Yes.
So I'm just saying, it was awesome. Oh, girl just launched her anthem. She got an anthem for the week. So like everything, I was like, she got fashions. Got a whole line, a Woman Evolve line. Got jean jackets, got blankets.
I like her vibe.
Good morning, Mama Faye.
She definitely has
the sponsor
style and vibe.
That's my sponsor right there. She sponsored. Her and my husband sponsored my trip. Okay, without those two, I wouldn't have got that refill this time.
Well needed.
So thank you,
Aunt Faye.
I said I'm sorry that you couldn't come back for it, but I'm not sorry that you couldn't come back for it. I thought it was amazing for me and Saquon to be able to do that. Hey, good morning to you. The birds are chirping. We got on the New Jersey on. Good morning to you. So Mama Faye and Mary Dixon Turner put a T on my last name. That's what I'm talking about. The newlywed in the building.
Turner.
But we were just talking. You know what? We were so into the discussion that we forgot to share it one time. So I'm glad you guys lagged on at this time. We just went live, late as can be. But just was like, man. Next year, Woman Evolve 24.
Woman Evolve. Woman has definitely evolved.
I'm doing a group, and so if you want to go and get this, let me know if you want to be a part of the group, the I Choose Me group. Okay, because that means I gotta bring out stuff. I gotta tag you up though. You come with I Choose Me.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be
definitely
tagged
gonna
up.
be in some I Choose Me.
We
come and representing. We come and choosing us. Yeah, and letting the world know.
You wear your I Choose Me gear.
That part.
I know a girl that could get it made for you.
Come on now.
But of course, I got stopped with the I Choose Me because, when you wear I Choose Me, you really wearing yourself. But it was so amazing to see all the Black women, but Black women in general have a style that is undeniable. And it's so many different ways and vibes. And because they were from all over the world.
And you just wear it so well, the way that you got your own
from everybody
hair
to their outfit, to their makeup, to their accessories, I was like, it felt like listen, I didn't get to be a part of the Million Man March, but I did write a poem embodying the energy that I felt when the man came back. But when I was walking, I imagined that must have been what it felt like to be a part of the Million Man March, because to see all these women, right, and know that they were coming for God.
Come on,
from all you mean 40,000 women coming to support a woman to celebrate God. It was like, man, look, I dropped my earring out. I'm telling you, to celebrate God. Them eyes still work. Found that little bag.
Come on now. Little mustard seed.
That little mustard seed. I'm used to looking for a mustard seed. Girl, look at you.
Girl.
I'm telling you,
her eye went down and her hand went right down. Like it was like she seen it. Girl.
I practiced these eyes to look for mustard seed. That's what he was looking. I was like, I think that say 5 months. So I was like, how can you see that far? And she was wearing her glasses. I was like, I don't know, praise God, my eyes are still doing what it do, and I don't even like carrots. So praise God, carrots wasn't the only way to make your eyesight last. I know how long I go, but this is working for me right now at 40, at the tender age of 43. I'm glad my eyes are still doing with the gratefulness, gratitude that I can find a mustard seed on the ground. Okay.
Thank you, Lord.
But you know what? It's because I told myself I could find a mustard seed. I don't tell myself, oh, these old eyes. I don't tell myself that's too far. I be like, oh, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna stretch myself. So yeah. But anyhow, I'm just saying it was an amazing refill, and that's all our conversation is for today. We just wanted to catch you up. We wanted to say hello. I just wanted to share a little bit of how good God is and how, man, good God is, and how Sarah Jakes has been called, anointed, and appointed, and I'm proud of her. And I hope, and I know that she went home and she did a cry that she's never done, because it's all done and it is finished for now. And she has to be proud of what God did and use her as a vessel. She gotta feel very, very proud. And so and I just want to say she should feel proud. What she did is unprecedented. Has never been seen. God used her as an example for all of us. And I'm grateful that he put me in a room to be that close to a miracle.
To just be in the room is a blessing. To get that anointing and that word and that just feeling of, yeah, I can't wait till next year. I said, I know.
So it's a fun trip where we just have fun. We can go out eat. Like it's just a girl. Yeah, I think it's good. So that's what it will be. It will be a refill trip at the next level of in between. So we have our already
retreats.
Yes. Ready? No, we're gonna have that too. So I think it'll be more of as I start to grow the movement, it'll be more of a leadership team going. Right? Because especially, you pour, you need a place to get poured into. Definitely. And so it allowed the leadership team of the I Choose Me, the soul nurses, right? And I'm the soul doctor, and I want to have soul nurses and all the different parts and bodies of it, that once a year it'd be like our conference where we don't have to do the work and we get just to go and receive. Because that's what I'm saying was so powerful about it, is I could see it, but I did not miss the work. And that how you gonna have to enjoy it after the fact, because it's so much work to be done during, because it is a production at the end of the day. It is right, and you have to be. It is a lot of moving parts. So giving yourself the opportunity to not be responsible for the work, but to receive the anointing is something that must be required for yourself if you are a giver, which is why I said I created the refill station for all the givers, the people that pour. And you are the person who is always that they call on. You are the person who is always the person that shows up. You are the person that's always a go-to. You are the mom, you are the healer, you are the doctor, you are the nurse, you are the lawyer, you are all these things. You are the wife, right? You have to be all these different things, these roles and titles, and you need a refill. You need to be reminded that you are worthy. You need to be reminded that if you don't work, nothing works. That if you don't take care of you, you can't give nobody nothing in truth and power. So it really would be a great space for leaders. So I'm sure everybody in that room had a sense of a leadership responsibility that needed to be poured back into in order to go back to serve their prospective bodies, right? Because we are all a part of the body, and and we have levels to it. And so that's her level. And you may be on this level, but God loves every level, right? Because it's within your capacity. Right. Because like I said, while I was in that room, I knew that was not my capacity. You understand what I'm saying? It's not at this time. That's that's not my capacity. That's the refill I need, right? Because she was bred up in that capacity. And so, what God can do, yes, he can do, he can make it, he can shake it, he can throw it all around, honey. but he knows what you can handle. And so it's good to go somewhere that's well thought out because they have the budget and they have the manpower. I mean, she had 1,500 volunteers. That's capacity. These people are working for free to serve, right? You can't get people out to come support and help put the room together, right? So I said to share something for free. So I'm saying she's in a space with the capacity to hold what she's doing. So anytime you dream, be sure to dream within your capacity so that there's levels to it and you don't drown in the dream. So I knew in that moment that, there's levels to this. And so I'm just grateful for whatever level that I'm on. But to know that it was confirming, not denying every message, every statement, everything. And so one thing I knew that it doesn't matter who you know. Right? Because you could know this one, you know this one, you know this one, and you could feel like, oh, well, God can't use me because I don't have access. As long as you have access to him, the message is the same. And so our messages was contained and they was overflowing on each other to the point where we can relate with people who are part of the movement that was in the room was texting like, oh my God, these. I felt like I was getting my head done sitting in the chair. I felt like I was in the refill station. So it was great to get confirmed on what God says to me and how I go, especially to go to sit in a room with a giant and all of them are speaking with the F is your mustard seed type of mindset, bringing it home, removing the shame and getting in your lane. So every message I like have a quote for, right? The who may kill you, but the what will heal you. Like, pass the pain into the power. I have a preciousism for every message that they was given, right? They even went as far as to talk about the breach. I have a whole poem about the breach, right? I mean, like it just was so much confirmation and no denial that I was going in the right direction with what I feel, believe, and so
point with what people need,
what
the world needs,
and so it's like keep on going at the level because it matters.
Keep on doing what you're doing,
yes,
and never stop,
never stop.
Never stop.
Because if there be one
doubt, never stop.
That's the point.
You are needed. Keep on going.
So we're gonna get y'all these cards and we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Hey, Author. Yes, we do. Author L.
You got us doing these 3 cards now,
yes,
girl.
honey. We do 3 cards.
We always do a third card for you, honey.
For you, honey.
And for everybody.
And for everybody
watching.
Well, all 3 of them is for all 3 of us. So it doesn't matter. I want you to get 3 ideas of your I am. So when you got 1,000,000 I ams coming your way through the day, you got 3 weapons, 3 bullets to kill it. To kill the enemy with their lies about what you ain't. So I promise you that if anything attacks you and you use any of these I am words, you will kill it right at the door. Okay? And so that's the intention of having affirmations to set your day with, because that's what the story is all about, right? So 1, 2, 3. I am meaningful. Ooh, Kia. I am delight. And I'm magnificent. Let's keep them like that. Maybe if I pull up this. Can y'all see that? Oh, that's perfect. All right, you guys. Thank you. So that's our words for the day. I am magnificent. My God.
Magnificent. I am meaningful.
Meaningful. And I am light. Let's not forget that. I am light.
Light. Come on now.
And I think that would close up what this whole experience is realizing, as I often say, that the
multi-levels. What is it? What?
You are a magnificent, meaningful light. Okay, so we're gonna put it in that order. I am a magnificent, meaningful light.
Come on now.
So remember that. So when anything comes your way today, anything that is negative, remember that you are a magnificent, meaningful light. Which means, come on now, there is destiny in what you create. There is destiny in what you've been through. There is destiny in who you are becoming. Because if you woke up this morning and God gave you breath, He gave you an opportunity to recognize that you are a magnificent, meaningful light.
Come on now. I love it.
And so
let somebody say something more. Be like, what? Because I am a magnificent, meaningful light.
So can you see how all day long anything negative come in your head, if you would combat it with that thought, how you can knock it out the park, how you could discredit that illusion that you are not, when He already said that I am a magnificent, meaningful, I'm full of meaning and I have a light.
Come on now.
Because remember, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right, and what God got right is you. So remember, we don't compete. Oh, no. We complete. And the difference between those two words is an L, because L stands for love, and love grows everything. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, that's the ability of measurement in which you can respond. Everybody has one. So you've been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. Remember, you are a magnificent, meaningful light. Love grows everything, so love yourself first. I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses, because you were born enough. We'll see you guys back here at Wednesday, 10 a.m. sharp. You guys have an amazing Tuesday. But don't let nobody ruin your day today, okay? Remember your I am, no matter what your day looks like.
Remember your I ams. Save them I ams.
Daily. Bye-bye.